Welcome back to another episode of Silent Pals Go to the Movies. This is another Throwback Thursday review, and today I'll be reviewing Smokey and the Bandit. And just a fair warning, there's going to be spoilers up ahead, so you've been warned. The Bandit is hired on to run a trailer full of beer over state lines in a hot pursuit by a pesky sheriff. So let's begin with my first pro. So first of all, let's compare this movie to Convoy, because they both are about truckers versus cops, and also since they were made back to back in the same years, it's a fair comparison. So Convoy felt as if it was rough, and by that I mean the filming was bumpy and editing was not thought out, and also the voiceovers were not well synced, and the color of the filming was grainy and in a simple tone of colors, and the action scenes were slowed down in speed in hopes to show, I guess, a more dramatic action sequence. And now it's Smokey and the Bandit. The shots were nice, they were steady, well edited, and the color of the film was nice and clear, and also they were bright colors. Not many voiceovers, but if any, they were blended better than Convoy. As for the action scenes, here in this movie they sped them up to show that the Bandit was driving faster, and all the crash scenes were done better by making it part of the movie plot instead of something else along the side. So overall, better execution by Smokey and the Bandit, I would say. Next pro was a simple story. Get beer from point A to point B and make it speedy. And what about motivation? Well, money at first. Then Carrie, played by Sally Field, came into the movie plot later on. The plot moved smoothly. The cop that is after them has his own reason, which is Carrie, but the Bandit doesn't know why, since no one knows that they actually have the beer on board and they're transporting it illegally over state lines. So there you have both sides of the story that keeps the movie moving along, and we have the catalyst at the beginning, which is Big Enos and also Little Enos, who are dangling the money in front of Bandit. Next pro, the cast. Well, the focus cast is small and easy to keep track of. We have Bandit played by Burt Reynolds, Cletus played by Jerry Reed, Carrie played by Sally Fields, Sheriff Buford T. Justice played by Jackie Gleason, and Junior played by Mike Henry. This is the main cast, and here, like I said, Big Enos and Little Enos started off by having Bandit and Cletus get on the road, then Carrie comes in, right behind her comes the sheriff and Junior chasing her, and that is basically it. But these actors do a great job by staying in their own lane and delivering on their acting. Viewers will like the Bandit because he carries himself well, and the laughter that the sheriff and Junior deliver, that is due to Jackie Gleason and Junior being dumb. Next pro, the timeline. It's a decent one, coming in just a bit over an hour and a half. The pace is steady, never slows down too much, and our interest never falls, alongside the chase that never ends. And now on to my cons. One con would be that the character Bandit is just thrown in and we are not told of his fame. We just hear about it, but we never are told stories. But in the movie, everybody knows about the Bandit, but not the audience. I feel that it would have been nice for Carrie to hear the stories from other drivers over the CB, or as they are driving for Cletus or Bandit to share a story or two with her. For example, they did this famous run from point X to point Y in under this time, and that is why they can't pull over certain states, because they are wanted by the law, or something similar like that. Since we do see Carrie, even if for a comic relief, she shares her story as she's changing inside the car with Bandit and indirectly telling us who she is and her background. Next con, I would say cut some scenes out and use that time to develop Bandit and Snowman, which is Cletus, or just give the sheriff more time to make us laugh a little more. But this con is a really minor con. So my grade for this movie is a 7.5 out of 10. When you compare this to the movie Convoy, you can see the huge differences between both, and this one is more entertaining for viewers to see and have a good time. Jackie Gleason does a great job playing the sheriff, giving him the personality that we laugh at when things happen to him and they do go bad. The Bandit and Snowman are similar to Robin Hood in this film, where they represent the common folk, and that is something that this movie gets right. Overall, a funny movie that now has a cult following. So that does it for this review of Smokey and the Bandit. Please join us next time where we're going to review the Grand Budapest Hotel.
She was dynamite in the sack, by the way.
She was 84. Make sure you stop.
I've had older. When you're young, it's all fillet steak, but as the years go by, you have to move on to the cheaper cuts, which is fine with me because I like those. More flavorful, so they say.
Please like, comment, and subscribe. You can find our social media links below, and like always, keep watching movies.